Oh, Yannick. Wow. Now everyone's going to know.
I fucked up.
You fucked up.
I completely fucked up.
Wow. Now that works. Don't worry about it.
You had one job, Yannick.
Waited.
I fucked up.
I could get you another one that you could like put over the back. And then
So sorry for you OCD people, but I'm gonna have to hold my card upside down.
You can do this week's State of the Game upside down. Anyway, hi everyone.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
Aside from a weird start, I mean, you kind of just got to get used to that by now.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Oh, you haven't seen this, Yannick. Sorry, before we get started. I won't say the names of the people because I've emailed them. Look what someone sent me.
Nice.
Right? Can we go there? I've emailed our friends who did this, but you're awesome. You know who you are. That's so cool.
What you don't see is that it's actually carved into the wood.
Yeah, it's pyrographed wood. That's cool. Very cool. I love that. Anyway, I hadn't shown you that yet, so I thought I'd use that time.
It's the first time
Cut the crap and get on with it. Yes. Okay. Today.
Cut the crap, Hamish. Come on.
Sorry. Intro. My notes say. Hi. That's all I've got for an intro. But today, I want to use a fancy new thing that I've got set up, and hopefully it all works. People have seen the polling overlay that some of our friends have been helping us with. Chris, I don't know if you're here, but a fellow called Chris helped us make this, and other people that he works with, who are great. But we're going to use it today for good. Like, we're going to use our powers for good today.
Yes.
So the question is, which gear set do you guys think is in most need of a rebalance? Are you of the, of the idea that maybe Seeker needs a redesign or a rebalance? Or do you think Sentry? Or you don't like what the last Reclaimer looks like, or that sort of thing? Anyway, so we're not going to add 13 options to this poll. I'm going to take a read of what's in there. Hunter's Faith. Hunter's Faith is awesome. I gave myself Build of the Week this week.
To be honest, Hunter's Faith is really the first one I trash when I get it. So.
All right, fine.
But
so I see a lot of Hunter's Faith and Lone Star.
I see some Lone Star.
Deadeye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down, we'll take a read of, the 5 that we think are showing up the most, and then we're going to run a poll for the duration of the stream, and 20 minutes from now we'll see where we land up. All right?
Somebody's asking, do a straw poll. That's the plan.
That's what we're doing. Hunter's Faith. What else are you seeing, Yannick?
Lone Star, Deadeye, Banshee.
Deadeye is like that, okay.
Yeah, but I think rebalance. Because that can be a rebalance or like revamp. For some of them, maybe it's more than just balancing.
Ninja Bike, Kappa. Agreed.
Okay, we need a 5th.
Some people say Reclaimer. I think Reclaimer is actually pretty good.
Reclaimer had a like revamp, so let's try to get the ones that are completely being ignored.
You know what? I might put. No, I'm not going to.
I see some Sentry.
Yeah, I see Sentry as well. Let's add that, and we'll see. We'll have those 5 for now.
There was some Final Measure as well, but
we'll leave.
You can add it, huh?
Oh, okay, we'll do 6, and if it breaks, then we'll just call it. All right. The initial testing. Here's what's going to happen. In a few seconds, you're going to see a link in chat. Okay, and then you can start voting. And for the next 20 minutes, this poll will be open. Unless I've messed everything up.
Unless it doesn't work.
We shall see. No, I do not want to restart my computer.
No, I do not want to update.
Thanks, IT. All right, yes, start the poll. All right. There it is. Okay, so I'm spamming the link right now. There you can see it. Okay, boom.
You see it works. You see all 6 of them.
It does. Actually, on this scene, Peter, because I didn't see how far it would put things down, can you just mouse off the State of the Game overlay, the text layer? So, yeah, and the State of the Game overlay and time, I guess it is? Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Perfect.
All right, now, okay, so if we had 13, it probably just would have run right off the bottom.
Yeah, the 13 we don't have.
It works. So, and also, that's the camera that we've got for this one, Yannick, if you want to if you ever wanted to look into it. It's that big one.
Oh, it's that big one now.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
so you guys can see a little bit more of this.
So now there's one more camera to pay attention to.
All right.
Great.
Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that for the next 20 minutes and see where we end up. Anyway, okay. Well, I'll spam the link periodically so you guys can see what I'm going to vote. I think.
You're going to vote?
Yeah. I'm going to vote for Deadeye.
Whoa.
And I'll give you reasons another time. Not right now.
Whoa.
All right. Hunter's Faith is winning.
I thought your Hunter's Faith was the counter to Deadeye anyway.
Well, it is. It's going really well. My Hunter's Faith build is awesome.
Okay.
I really like it. Someone says Nomad. Okay, we'll get to that another time. Anyway, okay, so for people who are just tuning in now, I'll spam the link again. But for the next 20 minutes, we're going to be running this poll. So make sure that you vote because we want to know which gear set you think is in the most need of rebalancing. You can see that right there. Look, I can even touch. I can almost touch it.
You can touch it. So it's
that.
Hunter's Faith is leading.
Yeah, there you go.
This one is leading.
Perfect. By quite a bit.
Yep.
Final measure,
Yep.
people don't seem to be caring about right now. All right, so we had a maintenance today, Yannick. Down to some of the actual game talk.
Yep.
What happened in that maintenance?
So we had a few changes. We had some fixes and some changes with last stand in terms of scoring points, some stuff with the explosions and these kind of things. And also we finally had a look at Medkit and we buffed the Medkit. So
yes.
So that was one of the things that people had been complaining about since update 1.6, and it's true that it was not as good as we would want it to be. So we buffed it a bit.
Great. Hopefully people have experienced the medkit changes. Someone says, No Walls says, I love the new medkits. Agreed. Okay, so that's cool. People are enjoying that.
That's just trying to make a step in the direction of helping out people with the heals, because that's been one of the constant things that people have been bringing up as something that has not been as much fun as it used to be with this update. So
yeah, I think it was kind of frustrating when you would like pop a medkit and you're like, oh, that's all. Really? That's all I'm going to get? No, I need some more. So what else? I mean, there's a bunch of nondescript fixes that were made to last stand. Like they're not at all interesting. Like explosions weren't being read as explosions, so we made them not read as explosions.
There was something weird. Like basically, you would get explosion points for, I think, dealing the last blow to an enemy.
Even if it wasn't with an explosive thing?
Yeah, like basically I think it was any last blow that wouldn't be weapon damage was considered as an explosion or something like that. I mean, that's, it's...
So again, like...
It does matter, but I didn't write down the details, so I can't remember exactly. But
exactly. But even though we have a lot of maintenances and those sorts of things, there are often things like that that really are kind of trivial and don't really impact gameplay experience much at all. But that was one of them, and there's a few other ones that aren't even actually worth mentioning, but there were some fixes to last stand.
Yeah.
We do know that a lot of people are talking about some very specific thing though, and I think airburst is kind of the biggest topic of conversation that people have right now. I mean, I understand why.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of Last Stand this week, and I get it. Like, I mean, there are ways to counter it. Like, sometimes you'll have a situation where you see a mine rolling towards you and you can shoot it in time and then you have the upper hand. That's great. That's great when that happens. But you have a lot of other times when you'll have something like someone runs past you, drops it at your feet, and you explode, which can be frustrating too. So I can get both sides of it. Like, I know some people are like, get good. And I'm like, well, it's not the whole side of the argument.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the problem with airburst, and it's the same problem we had on the PTS with cluster, basically. It's that since the seeker mine is a skill that actually like has an auto aim aspect, I mean, it directly targets the enemy and actually is going to go reach the enemy no matter what.
Yeah.
The fact that it deals so much burst damage makes it problematic because it's not like if it would be a sticky bomb that would deal that much damage, but therefore you have to aim it correctly. The seeker mine, you drop it and it's going to
The sticky bomb is more of a skill shot.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. So that's what's an issue for us. On the other hand, I know that some people have been concerned that, like, basically they don't want us to, or they don't want to see us nerf the airburst, you know, through the whole game just for the sake of PvP. So we're trying to find a way to make sure that it's not as problematic in PvP, but without having too much of an impact in PvE. And we can't have two different designs for the boss in PvE and PvP. It cannot work differently. So that's why the solution we're looking at is, and similarly to what we did with Cluster, is basically transfer some of the damage from the burst damage into the fire damage that is applied.
Yeah.
So the end result is that you would do the same amount of total damage if the fire effect is not cleansed. So the damage is not nerfed, it's just that it would deal a bit less damage during the burst, but more over time. And what that means is that it's a bit of a nerf in PvP because then people can actually cleanse the fire. Yeah, some of the damage may actually never be applied in PvP, but in PvE it shouldn't change much because, you know, NPCs do not cleanse fire and do not resist. So that's a solution we're looking at.
You know I talked about this last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I think it's important. I think it's important.
I'm just repeating what you said.
That's good. I just halfway through you saying that, I was like, does Yannick know that people already know this? But in all fairness, not everyone watches every week.
And yeah, I'm just I know you said it.
Sorry.
I'm repeating it because I've seen people talking about it still. So
keep going. I saw that Hickey,
what's going on?
My friend.
You have an issue with your?
No, well, I have to actually, since this is one of the problems with wired microphones. Don't mind me. The police patches that we have up on the shelf behind Yannick. I'm just going to sit next to you for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
You can switch over here. I just got to do something. These were lying down and they shouldn't have been. It's all right.
Wait, what?
You know those police patches that people have been sending me?
All right.
A couple of them had fallen over. That's all. Don't worry about it. Can we go back and have a look at the poll quickly? All right. It's fine. So right now, I can do a quick readout here. Hunter's Faith seems to still be in the lead, 37% there. Final measure down the bottom at 6%. I thought there'd be more people wanting Sentry to get a rebalance. Right now it's sitting at 9%.
Yeah.
So Hunter's Faith 37, Deadeye 19. See, Deadeye and Lone Star and Banshee are all very tightly packed in the middle there.
But I think it's a bit different because when you look at all of these, I think a lot of people want to see them buffed, but I guess with Deadeye, it's more the opposite. I think some people are voting for Deadeye because they want it to be
nerfed. See it nerfed, yeah.
In Last Stand.
I think the thing with Deadeye especially, one of the things that I have thought about, I think in terms of player experience, sometimes it can be used in a way that isn't snipery. Yeah. Snipery is a word, right? So I kind of agree with that sentiment that Deadeye could be looked at. Maybe not. I don't agree with the people that say it should be like nerfed, but I think making it more of a sniper type set would be cool.
Yeah, and you see in the chat even now, I mean, like, some people are saying Deadeye is good, don't touch Deadeye.
I think Deadeye is really good.
Some other people are saying Deadeye needs a nerf. Leave Deadeye alone. It's definitely, it's not an easy discussion with this one because
I know it
works good. Is it too powerful? It's, yeah.
Well, I know we say it with a bit of a joking tone sometimes, but I am dead serious. My Hunter's Faith build is great against Deadeye at long range. If someone's like right up in my face with their Deadeye stuff, it doesn't work so much. Yeah. But Deadeye, like those guys sitting on top of the car park, and I can just like rail on them. Yep. They just do no damage anymore. You completely like neutralize them. It's awesome.
It's 1v1, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing, my Hunter's Faith build works, Yannick.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it does. We should give yourself build of the week.
I did. I already gave it to me on Tuesday.
Okay.
By the way.
All right.
Yes. We have other things to talk about.
Yes, let's
let's move on. There have been we had a bit of a freak out we come in and like, someone says they've got all their weapon talents activated.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, so oh my god, basically.
Yeah.
Not great. Okay, this is an R18 channel. I'm allowed to swear a little bit sometimes. That was my reaction. Quote, F word.
Unquote.
At this stage, we don't see any evidence that it's more than a UI bug.
Yeah. So we've been looking at it so far.
Because that is worrying.
Yeah. So far, we haven't found anything that would prove that this bug, if it exists, actually does provide any in-game bonuses. If that's the case, if you guys actually find any evidence, please send them to us to make sure we can have a look at it and have it fixed as soon as possible. But so far, it seems that if it exists, it only seems to be a UI bug. Yeah. So.
Yes, which is, I mean, UI bugs aren't great.
Yeah.
But as an alternative, if we have to choose between that and UI bug, I'll choose UI bug any day. What does quality stand for? Oh, we're going to talk about that in a second, actually. Literally, that's the next thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So we did talk about the two larger client patches that are coming, 1.7 and then another one. But before that, we're having another client patch, which we're calling Quality Update 1.6.1, 161, so you don't have to add the punkts. And we're looking at May for that. Well, we're aiming to release that in May. So right now, how many days does March have? 31. So right now it's the 31st in New Zealand. So for people in New Zealand and Australia, tomorrow is going to be the last month that you deal with 1.6. As now. You have next month to wait. That's my point.
What?
Wow, that's convoluted. May.
Yeah. So we talked about that when we did the State of the Game after the year 2 stream. But yes, during all throughout year 2, we are going to have not only like the bigger updates, like the summer update, we said 1.7 and 1.8 later. We're also going to have smaller updates that we're calling quality updates that are mostly going to be focusing on bug fixing, balancing, and quality of life improvement. So the first one is going to drop in May. At least that's the target now. I see people saying May 28th. We'll see. So far, we are targeting May. That's the most important.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We also need to do a PTS before it releases.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, the longer the PTS, the better the build. That's usually the way things work. So we don't have a date for that PTS.
Not yet.
Not
yet, but the thing is, it's important that we put it on the PTS just as much as we would put like a bigger update on the PTS, because it's something that we want to try. It allows us to have like a stronger focus on the bug fixing, on the quality, on the performances, on the stability, and all these kind of things, because there is less emphasis on new features and asking people to test new features. It's going to be the same game, just a better quality version of it. Yeah. So yes, having it on the PTS is very important. I
think that also makes the PTS experience, well, at least from a development perspective, like the fact that the scope is far more condensed, and we get to focus on some very, very specific things, not like all these separate features or modes or that sort of thing. We can just look at balancing, bug fixing, and again, some of the quality of life things that you mentioned. So it's I'm really excited about the next PTS. It'd be cool to see how iterative and how much we can tweak it to get things.
And somebody was saying PTS that console players will still not have access to. Yes, that is true. This PTS is still going to be on PC. We said that PTS on console will be for the 1.7 update.
Yes.
So the summer update, you will have a PTS on console. We're working on that right now, actually, making sure that everything is set up with the first parties to have the PTS on console. But that's a very long process, so it's not something we can set up for the for this PTS, but the next one, the PTS for 1.7, is going to be on console.
Great. All right. We are going to do a giveaway today. I actually mentioned that when we tweeted out before. Yeah. But before that, can we just check in again on that poll? How long do we have left? That must be around 5 minutes. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that about right, Peter?
And still
5 minutes.
Space.
Yeah. So, yes, Hunter's Faith 38%. On my screen, Lone Star and Banshee still did in the middle. God, learn to English, guy. And then Yannek's going to tell us about the giveaway. You'll find out very soon why. Yannick, what are we giving away today?
We're giving away what I call, in my own words, a vinyl.
A what?
A vinyl.
What is it? Vanilla?
Vanilla. Chat knows. I mean, come
Vanilla
on, chat
ice
knows.
cream? Vanille?
Vanilla.
That's the word in Swedish, right? Basically sounds like vanilla. I don't know. Peter's going to hopefully help me. No, we are giving away a vinyl. This. With music composed by Ola Strand. I can show you that.
It's a thing you put in a machine and you press play and it like makes music.
Exactly.
That's what the vinyl is.
But it's a double disc set with a total of 20 tracks. I think these are mostly around the survival update. So lots of cool stuff on here. It's sealed right now. And if you want us to get Ola to sign it, we can do that. Whoever wins, we could do that.
If you want us to sign it. If you don't, we can also not sign it.
Yannick will draw on it and all sorts. No, but we'll get the actual composer to sign it. I think that's much cooler than anyone else touching it.
Somebody said that the French pronunciation is way classier.
Then vinyl.
Vinyl.
No, vinyl. Vinyl.
Maybe we should.
Next poll.
We should poll that.
Yes.
This state of the game is a joke. All right.
Your mum's a joke.
You're
Whoa!
welcome to watch something else.
I like your mum. Don't worry about it. We are going to give away.
You would have missed a great your mum joke.
We're going to give away vinyl. Whoa! Chat's just catching up. I'm just going to check in on. Hopefully, I have the Twitch giveaways. I do have the plugin here. So I'll let this run for a little bit. What? 55 is entered. Unentered, no, I'll let you in this competition.
I like that it's very old school now. You have your own computer.
I have my own computer.
It's like, you know.
Yeah, it's true. I can control some things from over here. All right, we've got 35 entries. We'll give away some stuff in a few minutes.
All right.
So we are going to do the giveaway in a few minutes. We're going to do the polling in a few minutes.
Yep.
We have to keep an eye on the time because otherwise the polling's going to end and we're going to leave it. How long have we got? What is that, like 2 minutes? 150. In the meantime, so we're going to use this 1 minute 50 to go over our build of the week. Previous build of the week winners, we have not forgotten you. We've been incredibly busy. We do still have your things to send. Once we have gotten this one, we're going to do a trip to the post office and make sure that we get your things.
You broke chat again.
There's no exclamation giveaway thing. Ah, man.
Don't do the giveaway thing. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So we have a couple of 100 people entered. That's really cool. So, yes, this week's build of the week. I'm going to say I liked this one. The Equimini. This guy. Return of Predtronics. I mean, it doesn't take much to guess what we're going to here. A Predator's Mark skill build. He says he's running 250k skill power, focusing on skill haste as well. The forum thread lists 4,900 firearms, I'm assuming for talents mostly, and it's a pretty good sweet spot. Running an MDR and a sausage, which I really like. So check your forum DMs and we'll hook up one of those things. The dog tags, we've shown them before. We're going to give you one of those. That is very cool. If you want to enter for build of the week, just go to the tactics and strategies builds section of the forum. You'll see a bunch of Breath of the Wild markers, BOTW markers in people's forum threads. Just do that. We'll find your build. If we love it, we'll choose you for build of the week. Very cool. All right, so the poll must be running down. How long we got?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. It's going to beep in like 5 seconds. This is like the coolest part. This is my favorite of this whole feature. It's going to like... See?
Even we can hear it.
There you go.
Boom.
Hunter's Faith is
and the winner is Hunter's Faith.
Hunter's Faith. Okay.
All right, let's nerf it.
That's not
that's not what this was about?
No, but here's what I want to do. Is now that people are saying, you know, Hunter's Faith, rebalance can mean a lot of things, like a rework. Do you think it needs new talents? Do you think it just needs to be balanced in terms of its values? Do you think the talent of how the mechanic for the the 4-piece, should it be based on distance? Should it be one bullet? One of the things that I was thinking about, maybe it should give you armor for X amount of seconds. Should it have diminishing returns? Who knows?
Yeah.
We didn't say nerf. We said rebalanced, and I'm going to give people the opportunity to come up with ideas and reworks for that sort of thing. So White Devil says it needs a rework. But please...
All the dev time went into the poll. Yep.
Actually...
Year 2 improvements. Come on.
I hope you like that.
That was
very
nice.
cool. Actually, no, that's from some guys over at Support Class. The same guys that do the Games Done Quick graphics. Those guys are rad. So we've been working on that with them for a while. And they also did our follower things that we're using on the other gameplay streams, which are very cool. And maybe some other secret things. Anyway, we'll get to that another time. All right, so what I was saying before I got sidetracked is let us know what kind of Hunter's Faith ideas you might have. It might be, just having a conversation in chat, or if you want to post on the forums about it, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Because I like good ideas. There's been a lot of cool ideas flowing around at the moment too. So it's,
somebody was commenting.
Cool.
I didn't pick the name, but somebody was commenting like something about us being pathetic because we need to ask the community, or we need to ask people what needs to be fixed. That's not the idea.
That's
we want.
Not, that's not it.
I mean,
oh, God.
we may be pathetic, but
yes,
still,
that is true.
that's not the idea. The idea is just that, like, we want to. I mean, ideally, we want to make all the gear sets great and our thing, but it's just that this is an opportunity for us to prioritize and like to work with you guys. So.
Or listen to people, ask about their opinions.
I mean, it's like when we listen to people, we have no idea, and when we don't listen to people, then like we don't listen.
You are such a good listener, Yannick. What a dick.
We're always doing it wrong.
Terrible. Terrible. I even like slammed it down into our very, very expensive table. It's not expensive. It costs
very expensive. Yeah,
it costs $0. That's why we have it.
No, the wheels actually cost.
The wheels cost more than the whole table. This thing. The wheels were like, like 10
we have a
bucks.
nice view on the table.
Yeah, I know. It's quite cool. And people can. That's where we do the gameplay streams.
Yeah.
Look at our huge studio. It's gigantic.
It's pretty much the entire room you can see here, but
that's literally the whole room.
It's twice the size of a student apartment.
Maybe at most. There you go. Giveaway. What are we giving away today, Yannick?
We're giving away a vinyl.
A vinyl. There you go.
So, I mean, I'm
going to pick it right now.
I'm entertaining myself by saying that now, so that's where it gets super cringy.
All right, I'm going to roll. Winner is Mecha906. You are following the channel. I'm going to send you a message, and we'll figure out how to get this to you. Cool. Mecha906. MEKA906. If you had been active in chat, you were entered. There were 378 people entered. Mecha906 says I won. I see.
Congrats.
Perfect. We'll send this out to you. Hopefully, vinyl can. I'll make sure it gets all cardboarded up real nice, because I've had vinyls that I've ordered online that have been transported to me, and they've gotten like ridiculously hot, and then they get warped and stuff, and all weird. But I'll make sure that it arrives nice.
It doesn't have a turntable. Well, we're not giving away the turntable though.
No, but even just as like a collector's item.
Yep, that's true.
I think that's cool. And I'll ask you if you want it to be signed and that sort of thing. We'll get Ulla to have a little bit of a write on it and that sort of thing.
I see Portugal says it the same way that I do. Vinyl.
Fine. That's all good.
All right, how do you say vinyl in your own country? People, tell us. Send us recordings.
Man, you're going to make people angry that...
Lick it. No, why?
Because, like,
you're
not talking about the game anymore, man.
Don't
This is what we do on the podcast.
Well, have you heard State of the Game? Game is
no,
dead.
This is the thing. So for the people that don't mind us talking shit like we have devolved into right now, the podcast on Tuesday is where we do and have done that. We kick that back off on Tuesday.
Schallplatte in German.
There are some people that like that. That's cool. There are some people that don't, and you probably want to listen to the first 10 minutes of State of the Game where things are, we're hopefully getting that news out to you. And then usually this tends to happen where it devolves into madness. We've been going for half an hour, which is usually our time slot. But if there is another question in chat we want to look at, we can take some more and see if there's anything else we want to talk about. Yeah. Buff the giveaways, do another next week. Next week we'll do it. Unfollowed and reported for something? That was, okay.
All right.
What, because I swore? Wow.
Because you said your mum.
Oh, man.
We're going to be banned from Twitch.
I just got to see what I got reported for. Oh, no, there was a kappa in there. Unfollowed and reported for not talking about the game. Kappa.
Ah, it was a kappa. All right.
Maybe we should,
Then it's fine.
we should switch to the IRL directory for a while. Or we should do a social eating stream, Yannick. Do you want a social eating stream?
No, we don't. What's in 1.6.1? We said it's a quality update, and I've seen people asking, what is quality update? So as we said, it's going back to that, talking about the game and stuff.
Game things.
If you don't want to hear about the game, you can like stop the stream now. No, the quality update is, so the updates we're doing separately from the main updates like 1.7 and 1.8. In between, we're also going to do quality updates that are going to be focused on improving the game with bug fixing, with some more balancing, and some small improvements, quality of life, and everything. So 1.6.1 is the first one we're going to do. As we said, we're targeting in May. So expect a big pass on like bugs and balancing and all of that for May. And that will be tested on the PTS on PC a few weeks before the release.
Yep. Perfect.
How did I do?
You did really good. I was just looking to see if we could do a social eating stream on April Fool's, but it's on Saturday. So we'll just end up doing a social eating stream during the week, basically. It doesn't even need to be a joke.
Why would we do that?
Because it would be funny, and we get to eat and talk with the community, and people seem to think it was a good idea.
Wasn't there something like you're not allowed to eat on Twitch
No, because now
anymore?
there's a social eating directory.
Ah, so there is a directory for it.
I'm pretty sure. We could just switch from like the Division is playing the Division to the Division is social eating. Why not? People like it. Dente's asking about the exact changes to medkits. Do we have that information?
We said we buffed
hand?
it. So basically, the medkit was hitting 30% of your health because it's percentage based. It's not skill power based. It used to be 30%. We made it 40%. So that's a 33% increase of the heal it does.
Yeah.
If my math is accurate.
No, your math is accurate. Okay. What about loadouts? Coming soon.
More on that later.
More on that later. We'll talk about that in coming streams for sure. What about a studio tour at Massive? That'd be cool. Wait, you mean like on stream or in real life? I don't know how you would do that with cables over 6 floors. We'd need to get like a wireless connection, which you've seen the studio now because we have this camera. This is what we have. We don't have that. We don't have the technology yet to do such things. But maybe one day we could have wireless cameras that I could run around. A VR tour of the studio, that would be cool. Hey, that would actually be really cool.
That would be cool.
We could record a 360 video.
Yeah, you look at me, I have no idea.
This is usually the types of things that I like to troubleshoot.
Yeah, now it's
out.
triggered. Now he's going to do something.
Figure it out. We'd have to turn off a lot of computers, cover a lot of walls. We'll do a 360 VR tour of the kitchen. That'll work. Anyway, okay. I think we're probably done for the day.
Let's end it there because
the poll was good. I'm glad you guys got involved in that. We will do that again next time. So that's cool.
Yeah. No, but something we want to keep doing.
Yes, I want to have a weekly question.
Yeah.
To go over it. But we will, again, talk again very soon. I will be streaming tomorrow. We'll be back doing State of the Game every week. Hopefully we can get a podcast lined up for Tuesday. All is well in the world. That's not true. But all is well in the Division world. That's not
That's
true
also
either.
not true.
Damn! I thought I was going to be so slick. It sounded good in my head, but it's...
Nice try, though.
All right,
Nice
can
try.
you wrap this up for me? I'm just going to rock in the corner.
I don't know. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. And yeah, we'll see you next week for another State of the Game. Actually, I won't because I won't be here, but Hamish will.
Again?
Yes, again. I'm sorry. I have work to do.
Maybe I'll try and Skype the Red Storm guys in and see if they can tell me something.
No, because they will be with me.
Ah!
Ah! So yeah.
All right.
So there's that. But there's still maybe a State of the Game. I don't know if Hamish feels like doing it. All right. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, we'll see you very soon.
All right. See you soon. Thanks very much for hanging out today.
Bye.
Bye.